That perhaps there was going to be some Poppy in the future. Does also do a decent job against the Shen. It's hard to shadow dash through the Steadfast Presence. So Faker going to lock away his Azir, no worries there. But Fisher still access to some pretty powerful picks in the mid lane that he's found a lot of success on. His Talia was a bit up and down yesterday.
Slam down the Misfortune because it's very risky. And the Leona is open as well. Man, this is such a great lock-in.
Oh, never mind!
Blitz is great as well into this Misfortune. I mean, anything that's going to be able to, at range, grab a stationary target is going to feel really good about this. And Jace also is somewhat reliant on his ability to set up these engages from a distance while the rest of the team follows up in that moment because
with a Poppy there and not something like a Lux, you obviously don't need to worry too much about just getting poked into oblivion. As level 2 has been found. Heroic Charge, no stun here from Keria, as now Lehans finds the hook. Onto Keria, gets the knock up, but now he's taken so much damage. Smashed, one more auto will do it, and he flashes forward to pick it up. That's first blood in this bottom lane, as the flash from G was so weird alongside that heroic charge. One more auto would do it, but it's not gonna be there, and it's a double in the bottom lane for T1.
Getting the base damage here, level 2 on a Misfortune. As Keria goes in, Aftershock is proc. They're like, okay, he's got no Aftershock, maybe we win this, but look at Smash's damage. He's just like, nah, I kill this, and then unfortunately for Jiwoo, he thinks he actually has the damage here as well and decides to flash in. Misses a Q as well, and that's
it. And it was nicely done. That was a weird interaction with the flash heroic charge from Keria being arcane shifted and then flash.
Let's see if they can quickly try to use this prio to grab Dragon and then turn to the grubs, because if you end up losing a lot of control early, it's going to be a disaster, and Gideon's in trouble.
Owner's going in, but Keria taking a fair bit of damage as well. Steadfast Presence as he misses the Mystic Shot there. Does Jiwoo, and Lehen's going to pay the price for it. Smash grabs yet another kill as Arcane Shift gets Jiwoo out of there, and I believe he agrees. Kingen now looking for a bit of an angle as Keria moving on up. Doran moving in as well as another heroic charge. Kingen trying to get himself out of there as the Crescent Guard is now on cooldown. Faker very low though, cannot join this fight as the hook is going to connect. Can they actually CC this Xin Zhao enough? That's the question. Gideon diving on top of him, flashes forward. Owner is healing though, and is going to survive. Good shield there as Kingen comes in to protect his jungler. And now Doran should be able to just finish off Fisher. If that hook had landed, Fisher able to flash his way out, but now Kingen's the one that eventually will pay the price.
Oh man, Nongshim committing so heavily to this one. Len should be able to get the execute here at the end of the day, but ultimately still another kill over to T1.
Just a lot of Nongshim not really getting into position in time, not quite figuring out how their composition is going to work together, and they are now way too far behind at this stage of the game.
If Fisher has a lot more mana here or his ultimate, this fight makes a lot more sense, but as you can see, they hook Xin Zhao, and then he's like, I'm just out of here, and Fisher has no mana, and he's like, I can't really help, I can't really do anything, I can't actually offer anything. And then you mentioned Lehen's missing the hook. That was actually pretty huge when Doran decides to go back in here for the follow-up. If he hits this, maybe Fisher gets out there, and then you're able to turn that around. But unfortunately, it's just way too broken up here for the side of Nongshim. And Azir, sitting on mana, doing a ton of damage this entire time. Faker's just chilling in that team fight. Now getting closer to that first item. Actually going Leandri's first.
Yeah, looking for an option onto Fisher here as well, who avoids the ultimate by investing his own.
Oh, just no real control. Kingen is just like, let's see how good Cassante is. I have no flash.
Yeah, does have his ultimate back off cooldown, but let's see what he can actually get done here as the Steadfast Presence gets him into the wall. There's the bullet time, and he's dead. This is almost a go next type situation here as far as Nongshim are concerned. Doran just looking to hold onto the wave, and Lehens can't really seem to hit a hook on his former top laner. And
I just don't know if it's really about the Misfortune. Like in the bottom 2v2, her damage was big as Doran.
All right, there's cease and desist. Let's see whether they can actually get the kill. They pull him back, but now it's Keria to remove Gideon from the equation. Still, Doran does go down. Faker teleporting in. I don't know about that one because he's trying to get himself out. A little bit weird as far as how the Observer PC managed to figure that one out.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have a look at it happening one more time. Let's see whether the Cassante shenanigans can actually bring Kingen out of this one. The all-out just not going to be invested, so he's just going to Fisher moving in. I think T1 have decided that maybe this is enough. Smash able to strut his stuff, so not so Ooh, Gideon. I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I don't know about this at all.
As they both knew that each of them were there. Doran's going to get in. There's the Flash Vault Breaker to get Gideon out.
And even if he's there, they just don't have damage. Fisher's in trouble.
Yep, he's going to get thrown away from his turret. Does manage to bounce towards the other side of his wall after getting bounced off Faker's wall.
Given what we know now, he probably wishes he did it the other way.
Yeah. Well, there's a heroic charge onto Jude. If it doesn't get the stun, then the bullet time doesn't get a whole lot of value.
At this point in time for Smash is going to hurt a lot. Gio has his second item, but he
Gideon just completely isolated now. And yeah, Smash. That's kind of my theory.
Oh,
all right. There's a pick onto Carry.
Especially because he's playing Blitzcrank, so you know it's not like there's a whole lot he can do to sway the team fights. It's really have to be the Aurora here, and look at how this one shakes out. Gideon committing his ultimate, trying to kind of close the gap between him and his teammate who was just sent into Oblivion. Isn't going to work out, but they are at least able to get this kill back with a lone ward here. The one place the light didn't touch.
Yeah. Lahen's also playing that quite nicely as well. Spots the ward go down.
Kind of likes to just hit objectives and do a lot of damage to them. And you know, it's a little bit later than on 20, but about 2015.
Yep, and we're also standing on some vision here on Nongshim's side. Let's see whether they can get some sort of steal happening, as there is the flash forward. Gideon steals it, and now they get a free ticket home. Can they grab themselves some kills as well? That's the question. As 200 gold going over to Owner as they are just kind of farming these Atakan buffs. Feels facetious, you know, to have the conversation about standing gold, and I'm doing like
look at Smash.
Thing.
Look at Smash here. He's like, all right, we're gonna win this fight. They're all in the choke point here. I'm gonna set up my cone, and then Lahen's just says no. But like everything else is a disaster. But I mean, you can see how this comp could work for Notion against that isolated Misfortune. Why we didn't like this Misfortune pick. But everything else is just, I mean, so they're so far ahead. They're like, cool, Lahen's is going forward. We're just gonna
have to hold that thought, because we might have a fight breaking out. Nongshim all grouped as 5. Carrier with that Keeper's Verdict can really make things tough. As Doran on a flank angle, Fisher over the wall there as well. Cease and desist to get on top of him. And Doran's just being thrown around this fight like a ragdoll. Fisher is now found by Carrier, who does just evict Giu. Empress Divide goes wide though, is now Kingen trying to stay alive, but he's still at Otacon buff for another 20 seconds, so that's kind of cute. That's going to be Owner taking away the dragon. Flash out from Faker avoids the hook as Giu makes his way back into the fight.
Coming.
It's a 1-for-1 so far, but like you say, Kingen making his way back into the battle might mean that T1 aren't exactly getting out scot-free. True Shot Barrage does sail by and does nothing at all. And Owner and Faker getting to work on this dragon. Cease and desist is going to connect onto Smash. Keeper's Verdict just to get rid of the damage. And down goes the jungler. And that will mean Baron is available if T1 would like to take it. As now Kingen being discovered by Owner is exactly what Nongshim do not want. Just pick after pick here for T1, and 1 versus 5, I don't think he's going to be able to get that one. Lahen's going to get picked up by that Emperor's Divide and will be cut down where he stands as well by the onslaught of Sand Soldiers. And T1, I don't know whether they even necessarily need to take the Baron. They might just do it because they feel like it, but I think also pushing into the enemy base might be a way to win.
Yeah, well, it looks like Fisher's flash isn't going to be enough to get him out of here.
It goes down, top side and mid. Nongshim are at least, I mean, they're breathing.
Yeah, T1 decide not to opt for the end. Interestingly, now they're in an awkward spot here.
Well, Lahen's is also in an awkward spot. Wind becomes lightning, doesn't actually amount to too much. As Kingen, stopped by the Steadfast Presence, Giu needs to offer some damage back to at least deter them. The flash forward to miss the Q is not exactly what you want. As now Owner possibly out of position as well. Crescent Guard does absolutely nothing as now Kingen gets an all-out onto Doran. Nongshim actually finding some angles here as Faker is now on the floor. The minion waves are crashing in on top side and mid, and he's just clearing them out. He does do a decent job taking them down. But now that the siege is on, This is where things get dangerous. Out goes King and in goes Carrier. Ona looking for an advantage onto Jiu, who's trying to stay alive, but the bullet time says absolutely not. Lahen's down to 50%, make that 30 and make that dead. Empress Divide doesn't do a whole lot because the all-out gets King and through it, but he also heads straight to the death chamber. It's a triple kill for Smash. Fisher the last man standing, and there was a blip, there was a bit of a hiccup, but ultimately the outcome was still the same as it's been dictated throughout the entirety of the game. T1 just too good in this game number 1.
Very dominant game from T1. Their goal difference at 30, I think, was 4,096, something like that. We had that stat.